I still hear from many, many women. I made this point, and it wasn't until one of the men around the table, made the point that actually somebody went, yeah, that's a great idea. Why don't we do that?
For decades, women have struggled to have their voices heard in the city. But slowly, Britain's biggest companies are changing. When boardrooms are occupied once more, for the first time, more than a third of all the seats at the 350 largest listed firms will be occupied by female directors. Denise Wilson spent her career at the top of British business and has led a review that has driven a 50% increase in female directors in 5 years, despite a sometimes hostile culture.
I think the thing that is most disabling is the build-up of those micro behaviours over time and the toll that they can have in just grinding people down. And that is why we see a lot of people give up in the workplace. I think we've made tremendous progress. And the initiative and the voluntary business-led approach which the UK has adopted is working very well for business.
Since 2015, the proportion of women on the boards of the 350 largest listed companies has risen from 21.9% to 34.3%. In the same period, the number of companies with women occupying a third of board seats rose from 53 to 220. But 64% of leadership roles, or 2 out of every 3, still go to men. And top jobs remain an overwhelmingly male domain. In FTSE 350 companies, just 17 have a female chief executive. Progress on tackling the gender gap at the top comes as the pandemic has revealed inequalities borne by women working in the worst affected sectors. Having companies overwhelmingly run by men has always seemed self-defeating, not least because 50% of your potential customers and employees will be women. So the fact a third of directors are now female is progress, but it's a long way from being representative. Charlotte Valeur served on FTSE 250 boards. She says this review needs to be a staging post.
If we say 33% women, do we say 67% men? So I think what we need to do is change the language. We need to get a lot closer to what is parity. And parity, it's not always 50-50. If you are, 11 people on a board, for example, or 7 people in a management team, then we should go for minimum 40, maybe 45% either gender.
Long-standing advocates for female representation say role models are crucial.
It matters from a representation perspective. It matters from a role model perspective. When we look up within organisations, we need to see people that look like us, but I think everybody needs to see diverse talent. This isn't just about female employees. This is about all employees seeing leaders that look like them.
That women can, should and do lead is not in question. Providing more with the opportunity to do so may require more than just the city to change. Paul Kelso, Sky News.